In this particular video, I am going to talk about this component. As you can see, there are some cart, and this cart have some of the field, and some of the field is dynamically generating, and this is also a cart, and some of the field is available. So in this particular video, I will talk about these things. So as you know that in the previous episode I have talked about routing, and now let's begin this type of functionality and this type of form. So this is, as you can see, this is the component. If your routing is something like /basic, then this routing this component will work. So we have imported the component. As you can see that this is the component. Now let's go to the component so that you can understand in a better way. So in this particular component, as you can see, this is the class component. Why we have utilized the class component? Because in the class component we are getting much more functionality than functional component. So in if little bit customization, little bit thing you want to do, then you can also use the functional component. But if you want to access lots of things, like as you can see the states and state, this is more flexible than functional component. So it will be very easy to you to manage all these things. So to managing the component will be very easy, because this component, this form is looks complex. We have utilized here the functional class component. So whatever props you will pass, however we have not passed any props, but if you will pass any of the props, then you can collect it as a props keyword. So in the React, props and state is very much popular, as you know. Okay, these two keyword need to keep in mind. Now as you can see that we have extended the component. Component is a parent class, and we have created another class which is the basic info, and extended, it means we are inheriting the property and method from the parent component, parent class. So since we are and this class, parent class, is provided by the React are managing out of the box. They are providing some of the like state, some of the object to utilize, some of the method. So they are managing. We just need to think about how we can utilize these things. So we need to pass that props to parent class also. So that's why we have used the super keyword and pass some props to the parent class, and parent class is nothing but the React class, parent class provided by the React. We have extended as a component. I think it is very clear, it's not tough. And also this is the theoretical part, and I hope that you already know about it. Just briefly I talk about these things. Now this is the object state. React is providing this object, and you can utilize this object to you can change this state value. You can provide any value like that. So whatever value you will provide, you can utilize anywhere in this particular component. So it is very cool thing that this component can be this values, this state value can be utilized anywhere in this particular component. And not only that, but also you can utilize the set state method to change any particular value of from this state object. So this is very cool thing. So as you can see that this is the static field, super drop down, super shell 1, super shell 2, this is the static, right? So these are the static, and upload drawing, all these are the static. So the main funda is that if you are using the React, then you need to break, you can utilize the component concept also. Okay, so you need to break piece of the code in a small piece. You can break the code in a small piece, and you can reuse that particular component whenever it is required. If suppose it doesn't matter if you are utilizing one time or two times, it doesn't matter, but it is a best practice to break the code in a small piece of the small piece. So this is very important. That's why for this particular card have a lot some of the field, we have created another component, and this is the drawing, this is the another component, and this is a zone, which you can see that this is a dynamically generating and all these things. This is the another component. And also if you will click here the submit button, then one, you can see one section is appeared, which is a task, and some of the field is appeared here. So this is also a dynamic, uh, this is also another component. So uh, this is a good practice. Actually you need to follow this type of practices. Now let's go to the code, our code. So since we are managing all the data of all the form data at this component, the component is a basic info. That's why in the state, as you can see, this is the state value we have provided. That particular state object, we have provided some of the, all the field value. Initially that will be null, and later on we can change it on change event, as you know. So for 3 this one, and for upload drawing this one, and whatever is opening as a checkbox this one for that. And this is a show task. Show task means we are setting value true or false. If it is a true, then we are showing this this type of section. Otherwise if it is false, then we are not showing. It means initially, as you can notice, that it is a false, it means we are not showing. If you will click this submit button, it means I need to go back to the, again I am visiting route. As you can see, this is the submit button. If you click, then this is the section is appeared. So why it is appeared? Because we have, after clicking, we have set the value of the state, and we have make show task from false to true. That's why now it is appeared. So in this way you can hide or show, and you can do also. This is one of the way you can do. And you can also notice this is a checkbox, input type checkbox. So this is also little bit complex in the React to managing the checkbox value, because the value is that checked true false. This type of attribute is going, it's added after clicking this checkbox. But the value of the input type checkbox is will remain same. That's why it is little tricky to manage in the React. So I will talk about these things also later on. So this is just like a story. Just listen and try to make the same at your end, and definitely you will feel better, because this type of form, if you will practice, then you will learn a lot, and definitely you can become expert in React very easily. Because in the real life situation you need to deal with the complex logic or complex form. So that's why it is very, very important to understand. So let's move to the this render method. As you know that if you will set the value of the state, then render method will be comes from the life cycle hook, and this will re-render the thing. And after the comparison, this will compare the real DOM or virtual DOM, whatever they are internally doing. You just need to know some of the general knowledge type of stuff, that what they are internally doing. But the main focus is that how you can build something using React. So this is very important. However, for the general knowledge, you need to know, you can read a lots of documentation how they are managing the real DOM or virtual DOM. So I am not going to discuss in this particular video, otherwise this video will becomes very long. So that's why I hope that I am trying to make it shorter as much as possible, but still it is going longer, I know. So as this is, we have used a fragment, because in the render method in the React you need to in the div tag you need to bind your HTML or JSX code. In the div tag or in any of the opening or closing tag, you need to bound it, you need to wrap it. So that's why we if you can also avoid the div tag or other opening or closing tag through the fragment. If you will use fragment, then you can also you can utilize the fragment. For utilizing the fragment, you have to import it first, then you will able to utilize. Otherwise this will not, uh, this will show some error, this will show that it's not found. You have to do this, otherwise you can wrap any opening or closing tag. Now as you can see, this is the uh, as you can see, this is the supervisors. Why supervisor? Because this component, we have created another component. On that component some of the fields are available, so that's why we have used this particular component. Since we are not want to pass any of the data to that particular component, that's why we have not used the props to pass something. However, if you want to pass any data, you can pass through the props. It's done, supervisor. Now let's go to the zone. Now if you will do the supervisor, if you will call any of the component, it means that all the functionality of that particular component, you got it here. It is at this particular place. It means in the supervisor, as you can see, that it is returning something. What it is returning? It is returning some of the field. So that's why here whatever they will return, you will get the replacement of this code. Okay, so these things are happening in this way. Now another one is the zone. Zone is a little tough, and I hope that you are waiting for these things also. So as you can see that dynamically it is creating. So for these things we have also created a different component. So these are the different component. This is the different component, which is the zone. We have set the name zone, and we have passed some of the props. So one props is add, and if you will click here the add button, means if you will use this props add, then you can utilize this method. This is this add new row. It means as you can notice here, delete row, add new row. This is the method. So basically in the props you are passing a method, in the delete you are passing a method, and in the zone you are passing the zone list data. As you can see here, this is a zone list data. So for the zone, since for the for the first row is you can consider these things as an array, where the first row is a one object and the second row is another object and the third row in another object. In this way it is working. So since as you can see that after initial page load, you can notice only one row. Why? Because initially you have utilized here the one row only. That's why you are getting a one row. But after clicking the plus button and after clicking the minus button or minus icon, the row is getting added or removed. So how it is happening? Because in this particular array you are pushing or deleting the object. Whatever object you will delete, that particular row will also delete on the DOM, because you are rendering the same thing. If you add any of the row, then that particular row will also be rendered here. So that's why. So as you can notice that this is a zone list, and zone list is an array, have some object, and object have some value. But you can notice that zone of one and area you have provided initially null value, but why it is index? You can have a confusion about it. Only two option is available here. The only two field is available, but you have provided here the three data. Why? The reason behind is I will talk about more detail in when time will come. But for now you can understand that index is math.random. It means they will provide some unique, unique value. So you also have a doubt that array have an index. An index is always unique. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is always unique. Then why we need to utilize math.random to make it unique? So I will talk about these things in this particular video. Okay. So these things are happening here. Now let's go to that particular component to understand in a better way. So I have opened that particular component, and in this particular component, as you can see, this is the functional component we have utilized. This is the arrow method. So this is the functional component. Why? Because there are not much lots of lots of logic are there, so we can use the functional component, no issue on that. And as you can see, we have passed the data, the zone list have a data in a form of array, and that particular array have an object. So since this is the array, we have used here the map method to get each of the object from that particular array. That's why we have used the map method. So how you will use the props data? Just need to use the props. If it is a class component, then you need to use here the this dot props. Otherwise, if it is a functional component, you only need to use props. So props dot zone, it means whatever data you have passed here, like you are calling a zone here, you are passed here the zone list data. It means you have zone list means what? Zone list means you are getting the data from the state. State have a object which is the zone list, and zone list is the data in a form of array. So as you can see, this is the state and this is the zone list, and this is the zone list you are collecting a data and passing to that particular component as a props. So now that particular component will able to access the data as a zone. So that's why they have access through the props.zone, and since this is the array, you have used the map method to collect each of the object. So this map method providing the two argument. One is a value and another one is an index. Index means from which index you are getting a data, you have information. If you will do idx, I said idx, you can say anything, you can say index also. And the value means on that particular array, on that index, whatever value it is, you will get that particular value. So here it is a return, this will return something, and you can notice here that we have used here the key, and the key have a val.index. Okay, it means val, it means you are accessing the array object. Okay, array have a data, and data is here in this case is object, and object have a some of the value. So you are getting a index value. So index value is always unique. You have provided a key. Why it is? Because as you can see that here you can also use the index, no issue on that, because index is also the unique. idx means I am calling index as a idx. So for the any of the array, index is a unique always, so you can also use as a unique as a key. But here is the issue is what? Because this is the virtual DOM or real DOM. So if you are deleting, if you will delete any of the row, suppose that this row, if you will delete any of the row, this one, then as you can see, this is a 1 0 1 2 1 3. It means 0 1 2 3. Okay, but if you will delete this one, then you can notice that that particular value is got deleted, but still you are getting 0 1 2. Why? Because this is always unique, as you know. Index is always unique, but after deleting it is still 0 1 2 3. Now that's why they will delete only last row. It means, as you can see, 0 1 2 3 4. But if you will delete this one, then the 4 will get 4 will get deleted, not this one. Why? Let's check it. If I will delete 1 1, you can notice that a placeholder is zone op1 hyphen 1. If I am in delete, you can notice that this last one is got deleted. The reason is the same, that if you will delete, then the after deleting, the state value got updated, and after state value got changed, then render method will re-render, and since it is a re-render, again loop will be uh, run, and this loop will again do the thing, certain thing like 0 1 2 3. Again the map method will call, and on that particular loop they will rendering the thing. But here is the problem. Here always, if again loop will come, it means loop have a index unique always, and again it will start from the 0 1 2 3. It will not start from 0 then 1 I already deleted, it means start from the 0 1 deleted, it means 3, then 4, then 5. It's not like that. See, however, you have deleted that 1, but still you will get the 1, because again re-render is happening, and they are comparing a real DOM or virtual DOM to make it fast. So definitely this is another thing. But since re-rendering is happening, again this index will get allotted. So this index will never get deleted. That's why you have to utilize key always have a should have a unique value. Then React will delete a right row or right object from the array. So that's why now if you will click here the 3, and if you will delete, then it will be delete that particular, it means they will delete that particular array. And since random method is always unique, so they will be used as an identifier that this is the unique value. So that's why we have used here the val.index. So here if we'll go here where it is like this one, so I hope that you understand about why I have done the mat.random. However, you can you can utilize any of the logic, but only keep in mind that index value should be unique. Then this particular functionality will work in the React. So this is working in this way. Now let's talk about if you will clicking this plus icon and then minus icon, then how it is deleting and adding the thing in the array. Now it is a zone. You can notice we have utilized, you have written some of the logic. This is a ternary operator we have used, that idx. Idx means what? Here you can notice that last row is always a plus and the all other row is minus. So how will we will make a last row only a plus? It is very important to understand. Okay, so as you can see that idx, so loop will be running, then the last row, if you consider a last row, then suppose the 7, it means this is showing the index 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it is a 7, it's happened 0 to 7, but the length of that particular array is 8 because it's start from the 7. That's why we have used -1. It means we are comparing that is it last row or not. If it is a last row, then display the add button, and if it is not a last row, then display a minus button. So that's why we have written this logic. So idx will always start from the 0 and 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that, and the length will always start from the 0, they will consider as a 1. So that's why we have done -1. And if it is a true, it means last row will for the last row it's always a true. It means the plus button will be appeared. The plus button is nothing. This is the whatever it is displaying here, the plus button, and other button is the minus. But you can notice that on click event, if you are clicking, then what should happen? So again, if you will click this plus button, then only this row, this again, one empty row should be added, should come. So one dynamically row will get added. So that's why on the click event you are doing certain thing. So through the props you have utilized the add. So through the props, as you can see, again I am going to that particular component where I have called. So this is the add. You have utilized add, but you can notice that you have called as a functions. Why? Because here the their type is the functions. That's why we have provided here the function. So you can consider like that this particular function is transferred to that component. You can consider in this way, so that then you will able to understand a better way. So on click props.add, this add method will call, and their method is not in this particular component, it is the in the parent component, and this is the add. It means what should happen. This is the add new row method will be utilized. So add new row, you got it. Now what it is doing, this is updating the value of the state. So they will collect the previous value of the state. So zone list, you want to update the value of zone list, that why we have used the zone list. Now prev state dot zone list, it means you have through the accessing this object, and from that this object you need to use the zone list data. So what you have done, that you have copied all the zone list data in this particular array. So you have here this is another array, and this array contains previous data, and plus you are adding another data. As you can see, you have adding another empty data. So again previous data will get copied, this one, and one new object in this array is getting added. So in this way you are adding a new array to the zone list. It means that zone list will have another additional object, and that is added. So that's why if you will click here the plus icon, and they will call this method, and this method will copy the first previous data, and then another data which is get pushed or added in that particular array. And now since state value get changed, re-rendering is happened, and you got a new row. Again loop is running. You again after looping you are displaying all of the row, and now new row you got it here because one object is get increased. Now let's talk about delete. How you can delete any of the any of the field or any of the row. So suppose if you want to delete this one, if you click here the delete, then if you click, then that particular is deleted. So again similar thing is happening for a delete as well. So here as you can see this is a zone, and this is for the delete. So if anyone will click here the delete, then this method will call. This method in this particular method you are passing the some value. Okay, now go to the zone list again and check the button. So this is the basically a button, minus button, and you are utilizing the props delete, and you have passed the value. You have passed the whole value to that particular method as an argument. You have passed. However, you can pass index also, or value also. No issue on that. You have passed here the value. So since if any of the if you will click any of the row, and then that particular value will get passed to that method, and that method is utilizing in the parent component click on delete. So this is the click on delete. if you will scroll left, then you can notice, and again here is the set state. Click on delete, and again you are updating the value of the state, and the state value means zone list. You are updating the value of the zone list, but you can notice that you are providing a new array and avoiding and filtering the array, the previous record. Means through the previous record you have filtered, and remaining data you have remaining array you have set in this object. The object name is zone list. So you can use here the filter. It means you have filtered, and after filtered, whatever array data you have got, you have added to the zone list. And if zone list data will get updated, re-rendered happen, and that particular data is got deleted, that particular row get deleted, because you have already filtered and now you have generated a new array. So I hope that you are understanding these things very well, and if you will face any issue any point of time, then definitely you can comment and write it down. You can ask through the WhatsApp, and I will also provide you the source code so that you can practice, and definitely you will learn a lot through this type of complex form. Otherwise, to do app, CRUD operation and this type of thing if you will do, then definitely you are not going to learn. Initially you will get some idea, it is good thing, but if you want to become expert, you have to practice some of the complex logics or complex forms. So I hope that you are understanding. If you will face any problem related to this, then definitely let me know. It is still not completed. I am also going to talk about how we are updating whatever you are typing here. The same data should also should get updated to that particular state. So how you will update the value of the state? So let's talk about it. Okay, this is very important as well. So as you can notice that here this is the form, and on change method we have done. So we have made it dynamic. However, you can also write a on change method on that particular input field to change the state value on the change event. You can update the value on change event, but this is very complex, and if you will do a dynamic, then it will be better for big enterprise level application. So you have to make it more dynamic. That's why on the change of this form we have used a method, and this method is doing certain thing dynamically. So instead of doing on that particular field, I am going to do on the change of the form. So this form have a data, some of the field. If any field get updated or changed, then handle change method will call, and let's see what is written in this handle method. So you can notice that they have some of the condition. Why this condition is? So this is the zone list is the array type. It means this method will not work. We need to make it dynamic in a different way. So that's why we have written the you can see the if condition, and whatever changes will made on that particular element, you will get the value of the name. Okay, so e.target.name, it means you will get the value of that particular field, means name of the field. So let's suppose zone, and zone have some of the field like input field, and this is have a name is the area. So how you will get the name value? Name value is area. So you can get it as a e.target.name. So you have passed that particular selected element, as you can see, as a e you have passed. You are saying a e, you can say event, you can say anything, it doesn't matter. And dot target, you can also console log to check that what data basically you are getting. So then you will get idea that if you will do a name, then you will get a value of the name, and you are checking that this is the array, and you are checking that in this array option 1 and area is available. So whatever data you are getting, collecting, is it same? Is it included in this particular array or not? So you are checking that this is the array, and in this array the name is there or not, like zone op is available or not, area is available or not. You are just checking. If it is a true, it is a satisfy. If any name is the area or op zone op1, then you will be entered in this particular condition. Otherwise the next condition will be happen. It means else if condition will be happen, and the else if condition is again checking that e dot target dot type having the type is checkbox or not. So if it is checkbox, then different logic will be right here for this type of thing. That's why you have filtered here. Okay, and we are doing nothing. And if the checkbox is not there and the array is not there, then you are just setting a data after collecting the name, because that particular name and this particular state value, state object value is the same. Suppose that let's talk about supercell 1. The supercell 1 and the name of the field, name value of the name of the field is also a supercell 1. It means you are get a supercell 1 here and updating with the value. It means e dot target dot name you will get a supercell 1, and e dot target dot value you will get the value of that particular field. In this way it is happening, and now this value will get updated. So this becomes very dynamic. It means this is for, suppose that this is the like, let's inspect it and let's check. Input type text, name is super op drop down. Okay, and value is not there. Let's forget about it. Name. So how you will access the name? E dot target dot name, then what you will get? Super drop down, and this super drop down is the same as here super drop down. It means you are getting a value updated, this one. However, instead of this you can also write that particular like that particular object value you can also write. Otherwise you can do in this way as a dynamic. So this is a good thing. But for the zone of 1 and area 1 we will do it in a different way. So now in this case we will check that whatever value or whatever data you are getting, on which index of the data you are getting. Means suppose if you will change this one, means if you are typing anything, then how you will get that which row is changing, on change event happen on which row, how you will decide? Then you can decide through this data set id. Why? E dot target or data set id. Data set id value is nothing but an index. Let's see it. As you can notice that we have used the data id, and data id we are passing the index value. This is the index, this is the value of that particular index in of array zone. Let's say here zone. So now you are collecting the information of the index. Now you got the value of the index here. Okay, I hope that you are understanding. Now you have got the value of the index. So you can for example I can replace with the 1, because suppose that let's suppose 1 index. Now then again you are doing e dot target dot name. E dot target dot name means what? Where the changes is made, what is the value of the name, and make sure the name value should be a same as declaring the here the value in this particular array object. So make sure that this should be exactly same. Okay, so here so you can replace this one with this one. So now you got the information where the changes is happened, and now you are collecting a value e.target.value. If you will do, then you will get the value, and on that particular index of the array you are setting, you are setting the state. So in this way you are changing the value of the state. So let's suppose that this array have a this object 3 times. This is the 3 times. So how you will get the information about zone of 1? This is the in the first index. So you will get like this. You will get this dot state. Now you have selected the state, and then zone list dot, you can see here the zone list, and then zone list is an array. So on which index you are getting a data, so you need to write here the 1 because you want to select this one, and then this is the zone of 1. So for getting a zone of 1 value you have to write here the zone of 1, this one. And now in this way you will able to get the value, and in this case initially it will be null, and if whatever you will type, that particular value will get updated here. Okay, so just I am removing this thing. This is for the example. Many of the beginner don't know, so that's why I have discussed, so that everything will be more clear. So in this way you are collecting the index, like as you see that you have selected a zone list, and then index is here. You are getting an index information that where you want to make the changes. Dynamically you are getting, because each time if you will make the changes, then on that particular change event this handle change will call, and this will check that zone of 1 or area is included or not. If included, then you are doing this type of thing. So here zone list means what? You have get copy it. This is a spread operator, don't afraid about it. This is the spread operator, and you are using a spread operator to copy the array value. So you get copied of the previous array value in this another variable which is the zone list. So don't confuse on it, and on that particular name you are setting the value, setting their value. So in this way the dynamically value is get updated or set in this state, and if state value get updated, then latest value you will able to display here. Sometimes if it will not work properly, it is however it will work if you will follow the good or proper procedure, then definitely it will work. But by chance it will not work, then what will happen, that you will not able to type anything, because if you will type anything, then why you will not able to type? What is the reason behind it? If this on change method will not change properly the value of the state, then what will happen? So if you will type anything, then at the same time on the change event, since you have not updated the value properly, it means again loop will run. As you know that this is the array and loop is going on, and latest data will get updated here. Latest data will you will get here. Whatever you have provided initially, it will be a null. That's why you are getting a first time a null. But whatever you are typing dynamically, that particular data is get setted or get updated of that particular value. Since this is a one-way data binding, this is not a two-way data binding. That's why you have to do manually in this way. However, if like Angular or other technology, some of the front-end technology have a two-way data binding, it means simultaneously data will get updated. So here it is a limitation, and you can overcome with this type of in this way. So now you got it, how you will able to update the value of the state. Now e.target.type checkbox, it's already talk about these things. So in this way it is happening. So if you will delete any of the row, then only that particular row will get deleted, because you have used here the delete row, and you are getting a index, not index. Click on delete this one, and you are filtering the record, and remaining record after filter you are setting, you are updating the state value with the set state method, and in this way it is working properly. And if you'll notice here, if I will click here the submit, then this is the checkbox is open. And now this checkbox is little tricky, and that's why we have not kept it here anything. And I will talk about these things. If you are not using any of the component, some of the pre-built component is provided by the third-party library. If you will use, then you can manage this type of checkbox very easily. Otherwise, if you will write a raw code, because in the most of the company it's restricted to don't use a library without permission of the project manager or something like that. On that particular case you have to build by your own, and you can build in this way. And not only that, if you are learning some certain thing, you need to make some of the functionality. Don't always dependent upon the third party library. However, if you use the third party library, you will know how you can utilize the third party library. It's a good thing. Of course it's a good thing, but if you will do certain thing by your own, then you will get an idea, and you can utilize that particular idea to make an enterprise level project, and very easily you can become expert on that particular technology. That's why we have build these things. And I will also suggest, if you are a beginner, then you also need to build it. And also if you are working in a company, then you can also do this thing, same thing. It's nothing wrong in that. However, if you want to utilize a library, it's okay, it's up to you. So I will, in the next coming video, it's already a long video, so in the next coming video I will talk about this checkbox. If you will check, suppose that I checked here the 3 checkbox, then if I will click here the submit, then its next page is comes, because we have redirected to the next page. As you can see that this.props.history push carpentry, and now new routing, on the new routing is get update, gets comes. Now little again, since we have console log, so you will get all the information. So you got all this information. As you can see, at that time we have created a 3 row, that's why 3 row is available here. And at that time there was no any data, that's why no any data you are getting. And you can notice that it is a false, false, true, true. Pelmet true, because you have, if I will click here, then you have Pelmet make it true, and wardrobe I think you have make it true. Let's check it. This is the wooden portion, means this one is true. So what if you will check any of the checkbox, then that value is becomes true, and if you click again, then it becomes false. So if you will check, then again true, and if you will uncheck, then it's false. So in this way you can manage it, these things. And how you will manage dynamically, this is the very important question, because on the change method, as you can notice here, that in the form you have used the on change method, and dynamically everything is setting the state object simultaneously on change method. But how in this case you will manage, this will be very interesting. And here the some of the dynamic field are also available, and the parent component have some of the dynamic field, some of the checkbox and other component, how you are utilizing and make it more flexible, or to to handle this type of form. So definitely you will learn a lot. So don't forget, please don't forget to watch the previous next coming video, and definitely this will boost your knowledge. And I hope that when you are watching at that time, that particular video will get released, and you will get in the playlist. The playlist link will be given in the description, you can check it. And you can also let me know if you face any doubt through the WhatsApp, or WhatsApp you can ask, and if you will ask, then also I will provide you the source code. So thank you for watching. I will